White Lies, presented by Stillafrog.
For about the 100th time, it's not over. There was never anything to be over. Not really. It was a one-night thing. A mistake. A terrible mistake. And I told him all about it.
All about it? Including the sex part?
No, I already explained to you that I omitted that.
So you mean to say you lied?
No, I just left it out.
So if he'd had sex with some woman at a convention, but he'd only told you about talking to her at lunch, and he'd left out, he'd omitted the part about them subsequently retiring to her room for 2 days and 2 nights of whatever you two did, then you wouldn't have thought that he, lied.
Yes, okay, I lied. But it was a white lie. God, you can be so infuriating. I have no idea why I took a job with this company. I liked you much better as my friend than my coworker.
Well, I mean, not to be overly picky, but I'm not your coworker, okay? I'm your boss. And it's not this company. It's my company. I own it.
Whatever. The fact is, it was a white lie. I didn't tell him every little detail because I wanted to spare his feelings.
A white lie. Like constructive criticism.
What?
Well, a white lie is like constructive criticism.
And where did that totally ridiculous idea come from?
Okay. For example, take your mother. When she says, "Honey, that skirt looks a little short on you," Mom thinks she's giving you a little helpful wardrobe advice so that you can avert an embarrassing fashion emergency. However, you think that she's telling you not only that you look like the town slut, but that your legs aren't what they used to be because you've put on a little weight. It's the same with a white lie.
So what are you telling me? That honesty is the best policy? Or are you saying that's not true either?
Well, you're exactly right. Honesty is nearly always the best policy, but that's the whole point, that it is a policy. So, I mean, the objective is not to spare someone else's feelings. The objective is to protect yourself from criticism.
And what about the golden rule? If I expected him to be honest with me, don't I have to be honest with him?
I mean, is that really what people want? For you to do unto them as you'd have them do unto you? Or do they truly want you to treat them as they'd like to be treated, not the way you want to be treated?
Okay, if we're talking about how we treat people, don't you think that actions speak louder than words? Or do you think that's wrong too?
You're exactly right about that also. I mean, actions do speak louder than words. The problem is they don't speak as clearly. For instance, we've talked about grounding our kids, right? And it's probably for their own good, meaning your intent really is to teach them a lesson. But I mean, on the other hand, it might be pure revenge, as in you just want to make the little criminal squirm. But I mean, the action was the same, right? Give me your cell phone and go to your room, and don't come out if you want to ever drive a car again before you're 25. The point is that the exact same action can be taken for motives that are polar opposites of one another. I mean, there's a whole spectrum of ways to feel, but there are only two possible actions: do or do not.
You're not helping. Are you just not listening, or do you simply refuse to understand?
I'm sorry. It's not that I'm not listening. It's not that I don't understand. It's not even that you have to decide what, if anything, to tell your fiancé. Your problem is that you fucked the other guy in the first place. And if I'm reading the tea leaves correctly, it was more than just sex. Much more, I think.
You think I had some kind of Hallmark movie channel, love at first sight, meant to be, found my soulmate finally at long last moment with this guy?
No. But I think this guy may have brought you face to face with a fear that you've been trying to ignore. Namely, the fear that something's missing with the guy you're about to marry. So, there are no good solutions. There are only bad trade-offs, and the only question is which one is least worst? And for whom?
For whom? I swear, sometimes you're like a prissy schoolmarm English teacher.
Oh, my prissy schoolmarm high school English teacher was a retired 6'3" muscular Marine Corps drill instructor with combat experience. So yes, I did learn the language.
Seriously though, what should I do? I honestly don't know what the right thing is.
And neither do I. But what I do know is that you have to make a decision.
Easier said than done. Or how about, I guess I'll cross that bridge when I get there. Or no, I got it. I've got to learn that the grass isn't always greener. Have I exhausted the available cliches applicable to this particular situation?
No, you left out tomorrow is another day. For both of us, unfortunately, I have to cut this conversation short and head home. Look, you'll figure it out. Either way, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but someone is going to suffer here.
Really? Do you honestly think I'll figure it out? Whether to tell him, what to say?
No, but I don't think the question is what to say to him. The question is whether to marry him.
What? You think I'd want to give up my life with him for some guy I had an ill-advised one-nighter with 2 weeks ago?
No, I don't think you want to leave a 3-year relationship because of something that you did have with that guy, with Convention Boy. But you might need to end the relationship and the engagement because of something you've never had with your fiancé.
I know.
Will it be you? Him? Both of you?
I can't answer that right at this moment.
Looks like you have about a 35-minute car ride home to come up with something.
To the Batmobile, then. I'll see you tomorrow.
Hey.
Yeah?
You're not going to tell him, are you?
Probably not. Probably not tonight, anyway. Because if I'm going to end it, I think I need more time to get up the nerve. And if I'm going to hurt him, I should really bear the pain myself. Suffering in silence, so to speak, for at least a little bit longer before inflicting that on him. After all, I am the one who cheated.